Welcome, Incorrigibles, to our first 2024 content. So happy belated New Year to everybody listening. And, well, we're not quite ready for Campaign 2, but we're going to be playing this one-shot. Another Goodman Games module is clearly as a show where we seem to be pretty fond of them. Because we play a lot of them. But I will be running Horror in Blackwood Forest by Jason Vey. It is a 7th level adventure. So why don't we start with some character introductions. Elena, go first.
I am playing Ravena Emberheart. She is a tiefling ranger. She is chaotic. Just a tiefling with a bow. I think she uses her tail to help her with aim. So she's really good.
That makes absolute sense. Yes. Going with it.
Little counterbalance.
I see. Can't wait to see that in action.
Yeah.
Bill, who are you playing?
I am playing Grundle Softbottom. Grundle is a Forest Gnome. Forest Gnome Wizard, level 7, as all of us. Grundle's not exactly a damage dealer, but more into illusion, conjuration, a little bit of enchantment.
He's an entertainer.
That sort of stuff. Grundle likes to entertain. Even the toughest crowds, Grundle can crack, for sure. It should be interesting. I also convinced Leland to let me not take I think it was an uncommon and a rare magic item, but I convinced Leland to let me trade those two in for a legendary item. And boy, oh boy, is it legendary.
Is it legendary?
That's right.
Well, let's leave the listener in suspense until you finally whip it out and use it.
Suspense is part of the show, Leland. Grundle's used to this.
I do find that it's most exciting when you never know when it's going to get whipped out. Emily, who are you playing?
I'm playing Dandelion. She is a high elf druid. She's very tall. She's like 6'2". Golden hair, golden skin, golden eyes. And somewhat, little bit, maybe haughty, a little snooty. Like, she thinks she's better than you.
I'm 6'3". I didn't say that, but now that I think of it.
Well, Dandelion will walk on tiptoes around you so she can be taller.
Okay.
Yeah, gonna be hard to look down your nose at her.
And John.
I'm playing Malic Grimm, a 6'5"
Yes, let's go.
Shadar-kai elf. Sort of a dark type of guy. He's a ranger, 7th level, a monster hunter. So, sort of think the old dark in the woods, sneaking around. He's going to be all bow. He's longbow all the way.
So am I. I didn't realize we were both rangers. All right.
Yeah, I didn't either. So we got some good ranged attacks. You guys need to get right up there in the front and be the tanks.
Yeah,
right?
wizard.
Yes.
Well, you're all glowy gold, so you ought to be able to pull aggro.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting.
This is going to be interesting, yeah.
Well, that is fitting that we now have 2 rangers, as the 4 of you do not know each other. You are meeting for the first time as our adventure begins. The horizon seems to be ablaze with red and orange light from the slowly rising sun. And you've each gathered now aboard the Drowning Swallow, prompted by an urgent letter mysteriously appearing on each of your persons only a few hours ago. And those that may have been sleeping when this happened, you would have been awoken by a soft pop as this letter appears in your pocket or in your bag. And it reads, "Greetings, fabled adventurer. I write to you in grave need and offering high reward for the task at hand. Enclosed is proof of payment for safe passage to my beloved home city, Gulham. It has been overrun by lawlessness and thuggery. Our once cozy establishment, the Fog and Horn Inn, has become a den of deplorable actions and despicable patrons. I beseech you, come to Gulham and help me clean up this city that I love so much. Financial compensation will not be a problem. I may be a simple merchant, but I'm a man of great means. I hope the method in which this letter has found its way to you speaks to that truth. I will be waiting at the docks for your arrival. Yours in gratitude, Helpham G. Lolgung. And being as early morning as it is, it seems that you four are the only passengers boarding the drowning swallow. And the captain kind of greets you as you walk up the gangplank. He introduces himself. My name's Milton Dan, and you just kind of check your passage voucher basically, and you each know that the city of Golham, like you've heard of the city, right? So the city isn't unfamiliar to you, especially living around the area that you do. You know that Golham itself is basically like the in-between port between the two major ports of to move goods up and down, kind of this passage in which it resides on. And the city itself really is kind of blocked off mostly via land by a huge forest that surrounds it on three sides. So boarding a boat to get to Golham is the fastest and most common way to get to this particular city.
Would we know how long the boat ride's gonna be?
You'll be there with like midday. Like it's only a few hours.
And we're all getting on the ship here at the same time?
Yes.
Well met.
That's a nice longbow. Wow, look at that craftsmanship.
I like your longbow too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I've been working on my tail action. I grab it off my back with my tail only.
Can one hang from a tail? Say from a tree.
She isn't a monkey. It's very rude of you.
Oh. Greetings, shiny one.
It's fine. Wow, you're short.
Excuse me? And she looks down her nose up at you.
And my horns go really high up, so I measure from the top of my horns with my hand. Oh, just saying, you're quite a short high elf?
She might be short, but I think she has lots of interesting secrets.
Where's that voice coming from?
I walk up and reach behind her ear and
Can you reach?
pull a flower from underneath.
How did you manage to reach my ear? From your height. I look down at you.
I'm like 4 foot tall.
Child, please.
My name's Ravena. You must be... I look around. I'll be nice. I'm Ravena.
I am Grundle Softbottom. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
Oh.
Do you have a soft bottom?
I'm nothing if not soft in the derriere.
Grundle is a fitting name for such a small man.
Size isn't everything. I try to reach up to your ear as well, and very obviously flourish a coin out from underneath my sleeve, even though I can't reach your ear. Found this hiding on you. I try to give it to her.
Did you guys get the letter too, then?
So you don't want this coin?
I don't need your coin.
What is your name? Looking at John's character.
I am Malic. I am traveling on this ship to the city of Golem. I assume you are all with me?
I am not with you, but I am traveling on this ship.
I pull the envelope out a little bit and sort of show that I have the letter in my pocket. Not telling what it is, but...
You also were subject to a fantastic magical trick that I've yet to figure out the inner workings of. Just appeared inside my pocket.
Yes. Money is no object, was the important line.
With a sound as well. It was not just simply a teleportation spell of some sort. There was it made a noise too. It was
Calm
beautiful.
down, little man.
Yes. A pop.
Yes, exactly. Takes some talent to do both.
It woke me from my beauty sleep. I didn't appreciate it.
I look to Ravena and Malic. This one's a bit of a tough crowd, hey?
Mm-hmm. Elf, what is your name?
You will not address me as Elf.
Well, you are an elf. I didn't know your name.
That's very rude of you. I can't believe you.
If you call me Tiefling, I'm not offended.
What was your name again?
Ravena.
My name is Dandelion. You will use that and not elf.
Yes, now that I know your name, I will call you Dandelion. Malic, is it that offensive to be called elf?
I pay no mind to most things. Call me what you will.
Pay no mind to your bodily functions either. Oh my.
I
Put my hand over my nose.
I sort of look confused, like, I don't believe that was me. I look down at...
It's probably this little illusionist
Grundle.
down here.
Some of my ingredients and components of my magics do let off a bit of an odor, I will admit.
I'll take a step away from him.
I reach into my pocket and pull out a small handful of dust and throw it at the ground, and it emits just like a tiny little poof.
And what was the point of that? Why did you do that?
It's a trick.
Empty the lint over the side of the boat.
Yeah, what she said. What the tiefling said.
Exactly. I am a tiefling. I'm not offended by this.
Grundle, as immediately after you see like there's like a deckhand, like a swabber, a deck swabber, immediately comes over and starts to swab up the dust from your poof. And as the four of you are kind of like introducing each other very, very sternly, I would say, like the whole time.
I guess that's how we're gonna be.
You're the only passengers here, but there's still a full crew, and they are just finishing up loading what looks like boxes, cargo, into the hold of the ship. And the gangplank gets raised up, and the bowline's kind of thrown off and getting ready to set sail. And Captain Dan, who's been kind of listening but barking out orders, to the crew, as he was.
It's not Lieutenant Dan?
It's not Lieutenant Dan, it's Captain Dan. He does have his legs.
Was he demoted? Is that Is that lower rank?
This is
I don't
before
really-
the war. This is before the war.
This is pre-World War II. Wait, Vietnam?
But he kind of calls out for his first mate, and then turns back to the four of you. First mate, we'll take you down to the passenger area. Kind of coming up from below deck. You see there's a very well-muscled man, clean-shaven, short-cut, orange hair. And he comes up, gives you a wave with a full five-fingered hand. Hey, I'm First Mate Chum. Come on below deck here, I'll show you to the passenger area.
A full hand of fingers?
I follow. Well met, chum. Nice wave.
Hello, chum.
Oh, come on.
Again?
I
He's not into shiny, happy people.
It's a good thing I'm not happy.
I follow without saying anything.
He kind of waves you down, and he takes you into the hold. There's a couple levels to this ship, past a bunch of crew quarters and cabins, and takes you down into the cargo hold. And it's clear that a section of the hold. So the Drowning Swallow is a galley size ship. It's 130 feet long, but 25 feet wide at its widest. It's quite a sizable ship. This type of ship is, again, it's used for running cargo and passengers. It's not like a type of warship or anything like that. On the top deck, you didn't see any signs of like mounted weaponry, like ballista or anything like that. It doesn't even seem like the crew themselves are armed. Like nobody's carrying a weapon of any kind.
So we're about to get attacked, is what you're saying.
No.
We're on a water taxi.
That's essentially what it is. This is like cargo
We're in a
ship.
semi-truck, yes.
But a section of the cargo hold, about a 35 by 20 feet. By the time you get down, as the hull kind of narrows closer to the bottom of the ship. About a 35 foot by 20 feet wide area. It's kind of been retrofitted to accommodate passengers. And First Mate Chum will lead you to this empty lounge, essentially. It's been furnished with cushioned benches that kind of run the length of a sizable communal table, like in the center of this space. And there's kind of additional soft seating, like oversized chairs and stools. There's been arranged in the corners and kind of along the walls of this section as well. And it does look like each piece has been nailed down to secure it in place. Trip won't be too long, so you can hang out in here and do what you may. There's a a few books to entertain yourselves with. We'll call you up once we hit Golem.
I'm sorry, but all 4 of us are supposed to share this room. I am quite used to having this space to myself. It's a bit of a tight fit. It is a short trip. I guess I can make do.
Can I see your ticket?
Yes, here. And I'll dig through my... Oh, I have like 3 pouches, like, digging through. Here it is.
Here's Coach. You're where you're supposed to be.
She's a delicate little flower.
Seems like Dandelion doesn't like the swallow.
Oh!
How long you been sitting on that one?
He had it ready.
You know, Dandelion, I've got just the thing to make better use of our space.
She
Do
can't
you?
fit on your lap.
You'll not even... You'll not even know that I'm here, I promise. Just give me about 10 minutes. I need to concentrate. I need a couple things out of my pouch. He starts rustling around in his pouch, pulling out a little piece of twine, thread, like frayed thread. Pulls out a couple little rocks, maybe gems. One of them looks kind of bluish, greenish. And some more powder, of course. Throws the powder on the floor, makes a little poof.
A deck swabber immediately comes in. They're very good at their job.
Stop creating a mess for these people.
When you're a crew on the Swallow, you gotta be ready to clean up at a moment's notice.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe a little contrary to the
shouldn't
name.
have to.
I've been checking, but,
I was gonna say, you shouldn't have to.
I thought messes were a lot more common on the spit.
Oh, okay.
hey, those the crew of the glowing spit, they're ruffians. They you should see the state of that boat. It's disgusting.
So Grundle starts to concentrate on
Grimmy
ritual
leaves.
cast.
He's gone. Grimmy's gone.
You just don't want to be responsible for anything else,
I
right?
don't got 10 minutes. I need to canonically stay alive until I get to Asmaro, okay? I gotta get out of here.
Oh, dear.
So Grundle is going to start ritual casting Tensor's floating disc. So 10 minutes of concentration,
And then you're just gonna sit on it?
and then he will, yes, climb up on it.
As you're doing that, I'm going to walk over and talk to you. What are you doing, little fella? Hey! I'm talking to
You
you.
know, Malic, you can't disturb a magician
You're a magician?
of sorts, yes.
What type of sort?
This is a very important trick that I need lots of concentration, so you'll have to wait about 9.5 more minutes.
How will I know when 9.5 minutes is up?
Oh, you'll know, trust me. I'll throw another poof so you know.
I pull Malic aside and I say, you and me and the elf, like, maybe just leave this guy on the ship.
I heard that.
Quiet, you're trying to concentrate.
I didn't sign up to babysit to earn my money.
He may yet prove useful. I mean, do they not say when you're being chased by a bear, just make sure you have someone slower than you? His little legs, he can't possibly go very fast.
How are we supposed to clean up the town with poofs and discs?
It's very hard to concentrate if you keep insulting me.
I agree, Ravena. You and I are going to be carrying this crew, I believe. Hope there's others.
Excuse me? Do not discount me yet.
What do you do? What can you do? Are you a magic user?
Grundle cancels casting, reaches into his pouch, pulls out some powder, and throws it at them. And it poofs right at their feet. He resumes the ritual again from the beginning.
A deckhand cleans up the poof.
They're just following him now. They're just at Grundle's side waiting
That's
for
exactly
poofs.
right.
Little man, have you ever killed anything? Have you ever hunted a beast?
I'll tell you in 9.5 minutes.
I'll tell you. No.
9.5 minutes pass.
Thank you, DM.
All right. Grundle climbs up on top of the floating disc. and
I
says,
can't handle this.
"Look, Dandelion, I've created more space for us all to fit in here. I don't take up much space to begin with.
Can I push the disc?
Nope, it is immovable.
Can I? I'm gonna try and flip it. And it's like I'm just pushing on it.
I sat down a while ago, like 9.5 minutes ago, and I just stay in my seat.
You are a lot higher in the air now.
3 feet higher, actually.
Wow, that makes you like 6 feet. You're almost as tall as this elf Dandelion over here.
I raise my eyebrow at you.
You have one eyebrow?
No, but I raise one at you. A unibrow.
Okay, I can't. Alright, sorry.
Ravena, it does seem like they will draw attention. It could be to our advantage. The little one will go first, I'm sure. The one floating on the plate.
Yeah, maybe he's good with people, not with us, but maybe he can talk his way out of situations.
We're all headed to Golham to rid the city of the Scourge. What do you all bring to the table? Who am I going to be fighting with?
Well, I think I've already amply showed my talents.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
I pat him on the head.
I bring me and my bow.
And your tail.
My bow is yours. And my tail.
You're selling yourself short.
What do you do, Malic?
I am a monster hunter. I am for hire.
I'm a mercenary as well.
I can tell by the way you hold yourself, the weaponry you have. Glad to be your companion. And I look over at Grundle again. You seem to have some value. And over at Dandelion. And you say you can do what things?
I know some healing. I do know some fighting spells. I also can change my form into other creatures or a starry constellation.
A starry constellation?
More of the stars come out of my skin and glow. Like in the
change your
different
skin.
forms.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Well, we
listening
need
to
some
me.
healing. I'm totally down with healers, Dandelion. Sorry we got off on the wrong foot.
Definitely looks like you two are gonna need it.
Yeah, don't bother healing this. Yeah, never mind.
I don't feel like he will be looking at Grundle in any kind of danger.
Do you have any armor, little man?
Oh, I don't need it, trust me. I'm quite good at staying out of danger. You'll see.
These beasts that you can transform into, which types? Just so we don't accidentally, say, put an arrow in your head.
You will know it's me, but mainly forest creatures. Nothing that can fly, nothing that can swim.
Nothing that can take down another beast?
Ha! My favorite enemies are monstrosities.
Oh, sure, good question. Challenge rating 1/2 or lower.
You know, Dandelion, if you ever wanted to fly, I could maybe make that happen for you.
Could you? I have not trained enough yet to be able to do that myself.
Oh, you can do actual magic. You're not just an illusionist.
You know, magic is in the eye of the beholder, I've found. And it helps to have an illusion to help people behold the magic.
I think you're smarter than me. I can't keep up, but sure.
In the corner this whole time has been the deckhand, the swabber. He's kind of short. He's got shaggy brown hair. He's just kind of waiting with his mop, watching Grundle. And you see, he's just ready. He's like, hello, my name's Jeff. I'm ready with my mop. So if you have any more poofs, I'll swab them right up.
Hey, Jeff.
Is that Jeff with a J or Jeff with a G?
A J, of course, and a Y.
A Y.
Yeah, like Jyeff. Jeff.
Why what?
Why isn't a question, yes.
Why is there a Y in your name?
No, it's not. It's not pronounced Y. It's not J-Y. J-W-H-Y. It's J-Y-E-F.
I'm not following much of any of this.
With a G, it's Geoff, obviously.
No, I have known several Jeffs that spell it with a G.
Are they elves?
Not all of them.
Is she actually Fae? Like, is she one of my favorite enemies if she's a high elf?
She is a high elf. Well, this is going to be fun.
I might have played on that too much. Sorry.
So you can each settle in for the roughly 6 hour or so journey.
What? We're not going to roleplay all 6 hours?
I'm going to occasionally unwrap a candy and drop the wrapper just to see Jeff come over and clean it up.
It appears he only cleans up poofs, not trash.
And there's a pile of trash by my feet.
So the trash accumulates, okay.
Jeff has standards.
Jeff, you want to make some money with us?
You have more poofs to clean up?
No, we just, we got invited to clean up a town. Didn't know if you were looking for some adventure. We could use a poof cleaner.
Jeff would die in 2 seconds. Why are you trying to recruit him? He's obviously not cut out for this kind of work.
Grundle needs someone to clean up after him, obviously.
Yes, they'd be able to track us easily with all
they
these
could just
poofs
follow the
all over
poofs.
the ground.
You're gonna clean up Gulham?
That is the mission. Why? Do you know much about it?
We're there all the time. We're always running cargo back and forth. What's wrong with the city?
We were going to ask you, what is happening in Gulham?
Nothing, as far as I know. What have you heard?
But the Fog and Horn, have you been in there? Apparently it's deplorable and despicable.
Overrun by ruffians.
I mean, there's the occasional under the table gambling going on.
There's no lawlessness and thuggery?
The Baron's guards, they're everywhere. They keep things pretty well in order.
When was the last time you were in the city?
Last week, we had a run up to Gulham.
And you actually went into the city?
I didn't. I was busy cleaning up poofs, but, some of the other crew visited the inn. In fact, First Mate Chum won pretty big playing demon dice.
Have we been lured under false pretenses?
It may appear that way.
What's the Baron's name again? Jeff?
Is it Hellfam?
No. I mean, the Baron, Baron Wolfgang Gollum. I mean, the city's named after him.
Do you know a Helfim Lolgung?
It doesn't sound... No, I'm sorry, the name's not familiar.
It's a trap.
Well, our job may be very easy then, if there's no issues.
I take my dagger out and just practice twirling it in my hand.
I would have traveled in the squalor for nothing?
This is not squalor. Where are you from?
Much better places than this, I can assure you.
This is Coach.
Exactly.
You're not even that tall. You have plenty of legroom.
I'm quite comfortable on my disc as well.
It's not... No. I can't talk to you.
Would you like a disc for yourself, Dandelion?
I don't think so.
I would. Jeff raises his hand.
Yes.
There's probably room up here with me, Jeff. I'll scooch over.
Sure. You'll kind of hop up under your...
He said
floating
of your
disc.
own, and then he's like, I mean sharing.
I can't actually make 2 discs at the same time.
Thank goodness she refused. It's could have been very uncomfortable.
So Grundle looks over to Jeff, pulls out a deck of cards. Can I interest you in picking one?
Sure.
Any card, really.
Okay.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay. Which one do you want me to pick?
I'm glad you asked. Grundle pulls the one from the far right, the very top of the deck.
I choose this one.
Excellent choice. Now put it in your pocket.
Okay.
Fits pretty good, doesn't it?
It's quite snug, yes.
I planned it that way. He puts his deck back together and puts it in his pocket and kind of turns around and looks back at the rest of the group. So, who's excited?
I lean back, put my feet up on a barrel, sort of lean back, take my flask out, take a few swigs. And the point of your trickery?
Well, I knew that a card would fit in his pocket. I'd been looking at his pocket for quite a while now, guessing the dimensions.
Yes.
That is
And you find this a valuable
creepy.
thing.
It's one of my skills. Took years to develop.
What a waste of time. Oh my god.
Your other skills, did they take years also?
Some a whole decade.
Ravena's very impressed. You can tell by her enthusiastic.
Thank you, Ravena. Thank you.
Jeff does look impressed. He's like looking down in his pocket. He pulls the card out, puts it back in his pocket a couple times. He like stares at Grundle's pockets. I could never guess how big your pockets are. How did you do that?
It takes time. Practice.
Can you teach me?
It would take years, Jeff. I'm sorry. I just don't have that kind of time. I've got more tricks to learn.
Oh. Okay. And he kind of gets off the disc and goes back to the corner where he left his mop and bucket.
Now look what you've done. You have broken his little heart.
I throw a poof at him.
And he eagerly mops up the poof. And you do see, as he's doing so, a hint of a smile as he performs his duty.
I'm going to rest. I lay back, close my eyes, pull my hood down over my eyes a little bit. Say, wake me when we get to goal.
I pull a book out of one of my pouches and start reading it.
And the time passes kind of rather slowly. There's maybe a bit of a stilted silence, kind of only interrupted by Ravena's snores. But you do arrive in Golham on time. It doesn't take much longer than 6 hours to get there. Jeff will take you up deck this time, and it seems that immediately the crew is set to work unloading the cargo. And you arrive in what looks like a rather sizable port. There's about a dozen docks, many of them filled with ships that are also in the process of either loading or unloading. The city of Golham, as I had described, and each of you know, it's surrounded by woods on three sides, right? The fore side being the water side, where you currently are, with the port and the docks. And the rest of the city is like on those other three sides is walled off. So you can kind of see where the edges of this wall kind of come in, and they almost like loop around. It's less of a square shape with only three sides, but more of like a horseshoe shape as they kind of come in closer to the port, curving in as they kind of wrap around the perimeter of the city. And yeah, it's just a lot of activity here. Is midday, so it seems that it's like the busiest time of the day, as many people, all the dock hands are quickly getting to work. You see many of the other ships have the ones that are leaving. They also have like groupings of passengers boarding them to take the ship wherever the boat's destination would be. And the gangplank's kind of lowered back down as large boxes are being lifted off. You see, first mate Chum is pulling up some rigging, tying off the boat to the dock, so it's anchored.
When you look around from the boat, does everything look orderly then? There's no problems, so you don't see anything like ruffians running around or anything. It looks like a very orderly place.
Yes, like it doesn't look lawless, like as if but you do see a very high presence of what looked like some type of guard ship.
The Baron, we're assuming Baron's guards.
Yeah, and you see that each of them do have a crest.
Grundle, pull you aside a little bit and kind of whisper, "That was a very nice disc. But if you tell the others I said so, I'll deny it."
Some of my best compliments have occurred this way. I appreciate it.
I pat you on the head again.
I reach sort of behind your left elbow and produce a small flower from out of my sleeve.
Is it a dandelion?
I unfortunately don't have dandelions.
They're not in season.
I'm desperately wishing that I had have brought dandelions, but I did not bring any. This was stuck to your arm. You can have it if you like.
I'll take it, thank you, and I'll put it behind my ear.
Looks quite nice.
You see in the background, first mate Chum is kind of watching this exchange. Goes back to rigging up the rope and tying off his knots. His shoulders slumped a little low, but
He's got all 5 fingers. What can he ask?
he does have all his fingers.
Pre-war fingers. Anyway, is anybody down there at the bottom of the gangplank that looks like they're waiting on the ship to arrive? like we're looking for a Helpham, right?
It looks like there's a group of people kind of at the end of this dock. A mixture. There's probably about 24 people. It looks like they may be waiting to board the drowning Swallow once it's ready to set sail again. So, no, I wouldn't say anybody like stands out.
Okay, nobody with a sign that says "Welcome, adventurers."
No, there is nobody like that.
Okay,
There's no
then
welcome crew.
I'll just disembark and go down because I believe the letter said. I believe the letter said he would meet us here at the docks. Does anyone know what this Helpham looks like?
I do not.
No, never met him.
I have no idea. Helpham? 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 Hell? Hey.
I walk over to the nearest person. Yeah. Yes, does someone here know a Helpham?
Sorry, never met him.
Oh, great. We've been duped.
Which way to the Fog and Horn Inn?
Should we not wait here a moment to see if he arrives?
Yes, just asking.
Did our boat arrive on time?
Yeah, your boat was on time, and you do get kind of loose directions to the Fog and Horn Inn.
How long should we wait, Dandelion?
That was long enough, I believe.
Oh, okay. Enough for 2 deep breaths. We'll keep going.
It seems the DM does not want us to linger here.
You can stay here all day if you want.
See you later, Jeff. Have a good trip. I reach down to the people getting on a boat. Watch out for Jeff. Stay clear of Jeff. I'll start walking towards the Fog and Horn.
Okay, so you are going to the inn. All right.
Yeah. To the hellish lawlessness that awaits us.
Grundle does some of his best work at inns and taverns, so he's excited.
Oh, jeez.
As you walk into the city limits of Golham, it does seem that despite being in such close proximity to a vast forest, none of the buildings seem to be actually made out of wood. They're all constructed of stone, by the looks of it. Streets are busy. Again, it's like midday. Streets are very busy as people are bustling. Like everywhere you go, you don't walk more than 50, 60 feet without seeing some type of guard presence here. You don't see any signs of this kind of lawless nature, which was described in the letter. It does seem like the general atmosphere is fairly upbeat as you're walking down the streets, and you can follow the loose directions until you eventually see a big sign hanging over a door, the Fog and Horn Inn.
Grundle would like to cast Gust. It's a cantrip. And he's going to choose to create a harmless sensory effect using air. So he's going to cause a gust of air to blow from behind us and rustle our clothing.
As we walk in the door.
Don't you love the feeling of wind at your back?
Actually, I'm
There's nobody here to
pulling
clean
my
that
hair out of my face. No, I don't. Fixing my hair.
I love being bald.
I walk in the door of the inn.
I say that as I walk.
So what's it look like? Does it look like are there people coming in and out? They're swinging doors like the Wild West. What's it look like?
Yeah, we got saloon doors. What is?
There's no saloon doors, but it does look like there are a number of people coming in and out of the main. It's just a set of double doors, and again, it's like a stone single-story building. There's clearly like the orange glow coming from some of the windows that line the walls. And as you walk in, it does seem the place is dimly lit by orange lanterns. Look like they're kind of hung at intervals on the walls, and a blazing fire is in the hearth despite it being midday. And you just see like a big pig stuck, like a pig on a roast pit over this large fire being kind of slowly turned by someone who looks like, assumedly the cook. You see kind of the main feature of it as you walk in, it's almost like front and center. It's like this large rug, what looks like it's made from an owl bear fur, kind of decorating the floor before this hearth. With a comfortable seating area with couches and lounge chairs, kind of forming this restful place where looks like some older clientele maybe perch up. A couple of rocking chairs back and forth. They got like mugs of ale already in their hand. Noses like red, right, and a kind of puffy face, like clearly like the staples of the Fog and Horn Inn, right? The regulars, the people that never leave, essentially.
As I walk in door and see the pig and the owlbear, I'm going to stop and put my hands to my face. What barbarians! Oh, it's awful. How could they do this?
I agree, Dandelion. Nobody's playing cards or dice or any sort of game like that.
The animals, the owlbear. What a magnificent creature.
It's quite the trophy.
What? No. No. And I'll run over to it and I'll like pet its head. Oh, you poor beast.
I could make it seem like it's alive again. That would help.
That would just make a mockery of its sacrifice.
I shake my head and walk to the other side of the bar. Ravena, let's get a drink. Let these two cry over this animal.
This doesn't look that bad. It just looks like the bar back at home.
Is there a bartender?
Yes. So if you want to drink, you can approach kind of this long oaken bar that rests along the far wall, directly opposite of the main door to what look like some common room. You see there's like a mismatched furniture kind of decorates these common areas for like tables and chairs and where you would actually sit down and have a meal and if you needed a hard surface.
When we get up to the bartender, I want to ask, hey, we'll take 2 ales and got a question for you. You know a guy named Helfam Lulgung?
Well, I can't say that I do, but I can certainly get those drinks for you.
Yeah, get the drinks, and here I'll show you the name on paper here, and I point to the name on the letter.
Nope. I mean, being a port city, we get plenty of visitors. We got a fairly sizable population, but 3 or 4 times that many people that live here are coming and going on a weekly basis.
Any recent issues, problems, ruffians?
Deplorable, despicable lawlessness at this inn.
Sometimes, fights break out and someone gets mad over a game of cards or dice.
These folks here, and I look over at the old people sitting on the chair. They're break out into fights.
Oh, no,
Many
no,
of them
no.
look like they've seen way too many winners.
Hey, don't speak ill of some of my best paying customers. It's only midday. Wait till the sun goes down.
Malic, I think something's up. Like, we've been lured here, or, smells fishy in here. Know what I'm saying?
Yes, I don't like being taken advantage of.
They hired 2 respectable mercenaries and 2 other people, and,
I understand why we're here.
I feel duped.
I'm not sure, and I look over at those 2 rubbing on the owlbear, and I'm not sure why they're here. It doesn't make any sense.
Rubbing on the owl.
You looking for work?
We had a job. To be honest with you, someone was complaining about this establishment.
What? My place? Well, what are they saying?
I'll quote the rest of the letter to you here, but the Fog and Horn Inn is a den of deplorable actions and despicable patrons, quote unquote.
He kind of looks at his regulars. Well, you be the judge of that.
It looks good to me. I mean,
Is there
They-
a back room?
beseeched us. They said, I beseech you to come to Golhem and clean up this city. And then the guy signs his name Helfam. No one even knows who he is. He said he'd be at the docks. He's not at the docks.
Like I said, we have our fair share of problem. I mean, they call themselves the gang. I mean, they usually work down by the docks. Again, once the sun goes down, they're usually in here like clockwork. But most people know to stay away from them, and they don't really bother them. They're not stabbing people.
Is there a wizard or magician? And I look over at Grundle. Not like that. A real magician in town. Someone who has magical abilities.
Well, like I say, we get visitors from all walks of life, but the Baron's seneschal is very powerful.
Maybe the Baron is the one who sent these notes. Someone used some kind of magic to get them to us. Maybe he's who we need to talk to.
Yes.
I'll walk over to the bar and catch the last part of that, and there's like a tear left on my cheek that sparkles like a star. So, we're off to see the Baron then.
Grundle would like to cast Minor Illusion. And he's going to make a very slow, squeaking noise come from Malic's derriere.
How does it sound? I need to know
It's sort of
exactly
like,
how it sounds.
Oh my. Oh. And I'll take 2 steps away.
Oh,
I
Malic.
look immediately at Grundle, assuming
That's
it's
very
Grundle.
rude.
Grundle.
Strange. I never felt nothing when I've done that.
The door to the inn bursts open, and Jeff appears. Did I hear a poof? Mop in hand. And that's our show. For more Aspara information, visit incorrigibleparty.com, where you can find all of our social media links, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, as well as our Patreon. Our patrons get exclusive content like blooper reels and patron-only mini campaigns. Our theme music was created by Josh Jarvis. For any of your musical needs, you can contact him at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com. All the rest of our sounds and music throughout our plays provided by tabletopaudio.com. And of course, our show sponsor, Critical Hit Design. For your design needs, visit criticalhitdesign.com. Happy adventuring. This has been a Sounds of Steel production.